Yes, we are here. We are here. We are here. We have been observing, experiencing, and learning from you with your conversation that you have just had. So, thank you for letting us learn and experience that with you and along with you and understanding the ins and outs of your emotions a little bit more. So, this has been a wonderful experience, and we've been here with you for a long time. So, thank you for now finally letting us in so we can help those questions that you have for us, Eva.
Thank you so much. All right, so here I'm going to start. My first question is, well, all my questions are around the same topic, really. It's that I'm interested to learn about the 12th dimensional Earth grid, our matrix. Please, can you tell us what the 12D matrix is and when it was created and what its purpose is?
So the 12th dimension is not physical. The 12th dimension is consciousness, and it is it's a multiple layer of many different consciousnesses together as a collective that is overseeing and experiencing many different universes at different times. We would not say that it is a matrix as such, and the 12th dimensional beings can come and observe of course the extensions of the extensions of the extensions of the extensions of those beings, and the 12th dimension can have physical aspects of them here on this planet as they are experiencing the physical 3D.
Okay, so if it's not a matrix as such, but it's a consciousness, is it still kind of, and does it still have kind of like boundaries around it?
No, you are limitless. You are everything and nothing at all. There is, I'm not too sure how we can explain it. It is a higher frequency. It is being able to see everything below it through all the different dimensions below it, and it is able to see much more bigger perspectives of all. So it is able to experience all the dimensions below it and tap in. So because they've got different aspects of it and different extensions to itself in each dimension, it is able to not only personally experience all of those beings from the lower dimensions, but it can see and witness and explore all that is happening to all.
Okay, and so what lies above the 12D dimension then?
We want to say that that's the collective of source. So when you are source, when you're back with source, and you all are connected to source, because remember, it's like there is a branch off from source, then it goes down to the 12th dimension.
On the 12D.
Sorry, there is a disconnect in the connection.
Yes.
So there is source, that is the biggest overall over soul, and then you have branches. So then you have the 12th dimension, and then it goes filtering down to the different layers, and so you are still connected to source, but when you're in the 3rd dimension, you can't access all the information from all of the above. You can't see all the perspectives of the 5th dimension in your mindsets. You are privy to some as you are mastering and graduating from some concepts in the 3rd. And so you're always connected to source and all your other extensions, but you're not privy to all of the other concepts because that's not your purpose. Your purpose is to experience the 3rd dimension at this moment in your bodies right now.
So then, source, and I'm deviating away from my question because I realize I've misinterpreted my idea of what it was. But so then is source then essentially a very powerful light being or a collective of light beings?
It is a collective of the being, all beings. And so it is again consciousness, but it is the original consciousness, which has the perspective of all. And so each time you go down a tier and have an extension of source, you are not limiting, but you're wanting to have those experiences of difference. And so you're independently from source as a collective, you're making your own decisions and free will and doing a lot of sort of stuff. So the more you go down the dimensions, the limitations, but are purposeful. So you can really marinate in those dimensions that you're currently in.
Okay. I understand. Okay, I'm going to, all right, so I have some other questions. The new Earth, is it in a different, can you describe to me what the difference is between a galaxy and a universe, and do we understand all the differences, or maybe there's more to understand about the whole structure of things?
So it is like saying there is a piece of sand, then there is an area of sand, then there is a beach, and then there is the sand underneath the water, and then there's the sand that's in your shoes that you take home. There is it's vast. So we know that humans love to label things. The totality of what exists is infinite. So whatever you want to call infinite is what some people may say is a universe, and then galaxies are smaller parts of within that universe. So it is about labels. The new Earth is a different part of the universe. It's not in this galaxy, and that is purposeful.
Okay. Are there other galaxies that are similar to ours that are, well, not just similar, but are they copies of our galaxy or of our solar system? So, for example, is there another solar system that's similar to what we have here with other planets and Earth? And is there like a direct copy of it somewhere else in another experiment going on physically in another galaxy or in another even dimension? Well, no, let's not say dimension, another universe, part of the universe.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you've been seeded throughout. And all the planets that can have life on it do. This is universal. The cycle of life is universal. So there is, we don't want to say, if we say there's a copy of Earth, people are just going to simply think the copy, paste, and that, and then people will say, oh, I've got a parallel lifetime on a different planet. Well, potentially you do, because you have many options. Your soul, your higher self, and your subconscious want you to experience many things, and all of your extensions of self are all very busy doing different dimensional things for their needs and requirements. So we're going to say this very clearly so we don't confuse you. There is not another Eva and her family copied and pasted on another planet. And so there is your soul experiencing life on a different planet, and that does not necessarily look anything like you. And so you may not even sense their existence or awareness of it as just simply being a multidimensional being. So there are different planets that have similar characteristics to Earth for many reasons, but then there's very different planets. Every planet is unique in its signature frequency and the experience that it has. But it is like saying every beach is unique because it has different characteristics, different landscapes, different colors of the ocean, different colors of the sand, different sea creatures, different life, different climates, everything. So there is no such thing as a copy and paste.
My next question is that some of our planets in our, I don't even know what to call it anymore, our galaxy, I guess, have been, or even our universe, have been destroyed naturally or through wars, leaving the beings from that planet orphaned. And it made me realize that soon all of us will also feel a tremendous sense of loss when we go to New Earth. What is it that you can share with us about loss within our experiences within the lower, not even lower, but within the various dimensions? And how can we best process that emotion?
Mm-hmm. You've lost your baby teeth. Are you mourning and grieving for those? No, because you enjoy your adult teeth. And so we're saying the evolution between this lifetime here and the lifetime you're going to experience on New Earth is an improvement. You're not devolving and downgrading. So you're going to be more grateful for what you have on the New Earth, and there will be experiences and compassion for your lives that you had on this current planet, but it will not be profound loss. You will see it with a bigger perspective. You will see all the conflicts and all the deception and all the control and manipulation much greater on the New Earth, and you will see that this is and always will be a blessing, a bonus, and a very exciting evolution step forward. So you're not going to be all grieving for being in a very toxic planet. You will be able to celebrate because you've been liberated and there is freedom.
And what can you tell me about the ones who's outside of the New Earth, like the beings who are on this planet right now incarnated as humans and who have lost their home planets? How can they best process that loss? And how, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you grieve and mourn and feel completely destroyed because you've lost your baby teeth? No, because that even in this lifetime, you feel like, you've had to outgrow those and they were useful, and now you need something else. And while some people have had to have their baby teeth yanked and pulled from them and they were not ready to leave them, you have to focus on the teeth you have today and appreciate the teeth that you have today, remembering that life is cycles. And so everything changes and everything has this movement and motion. And while people emotionally may feel sorry and sad that they have other lifetimes on planets that no longer exist, the connections and learning and the growth that you made there will always last with you forever. You cannot hold on to those baby teeth forever. You cannot hold on to those other planets because everything happens for a purpose and a reason. And you're needing to have growth and to have new challenges and to explore and to expand. And this is more appropriate than you holding on to the past and the old. This is exciting times for you to be able to have this evolution step and to get into your lighter bodies and your bigger mindsets and connect profoundly with each other.
Yes. Thank you.
We want to say, actually, when people are mourning for their past, mourning for what they have lost, they're really seeking more connection to source, because ultimately being with source is the biggest challenge. Being away from source that we sense and feel is the biggest challenge. While we are connected always, we want to connect and open those channels so we're able to feel that unconditional love that we want to marinate and nurture ourselves in. And so what we're really holding on to and feeling that loss and sadness is really the connection to source, which is always there that we can tap into and we can ask when we release all our worries and doubts and really do our inner work. We have access to so much more dimensional, higher frequency energies, while we may not know and be able to be able to recall and know everything about source and everything about all the other dimensions above us, we're allowed to sense and feel the divine connection to source in us. And this is a gift that many people have been disencouraged, disempowered to be able to access. And so we're politely reminding you all, it is all available to you when you have the time to be able to connect and go within.
Thank you. I have a question with regards to what you spoke about now about only having limited knowledge based on the dimensions that we're in, right? So if I'm, for example, a 10th or 11th dimensional being, would I have access to all the knowledge, or is that really only then once you get back to source?
You have all the knowledge of the 11th dimension and below, and you still are connected to source, and potentially you could have aspects of understanding the knowledge that source does. But remembering that source is one of many other source factors. So there's not just really one source, there's many sources having many different experiences on the similar parallel experiences. There's many essences of source. It's everything and nothing, and it's unique, and it's in its own right.
How did source start?
Yes, interesting. We're saying frequency, we're seeing that it is energy, that is being always there. It is growing in its own self-awareness. And when it has grown in its own self-awareness, it's wanting to explore and expand itself. That is why it is stretching and extending itself to ourselves. And so if you want to see it as a central spider web or maybe an octopus, and seeing the source as the head and all the tentacles reaching out, wanting to touch and explore and experience everything that is around him, knowing that it's all information that's going back to source.
How many sources are there? Or is that also infinite?
Well, it is all infinite. It is one and all. So it is many. It is the beach. The beach is there, and there's individual sand. But all beaches, it's one unit is a beach, and then there's billions and trillions of sand grains, and so it is one sand grain and an entire beach.
Are you comparing a sand of grain to a source?
We can, yes, it's infinite, but source is aware of all sources. So it is not just, it is like another branch. So we want to say source can have extensions of other source. So it's just extensions upon extensions upon extensions upon extensions. It's limitless.
Does source foresee an end to source?
No, it's infinite. Well, there are cycles in life. It is not alive. It is consciousness that is forever.
Okay, thank you. I can't think of anything more. I think this is something that I need to. It's so hard to wrap my head around it. I think it's something that I can only really understand more as I go up in the higher dimensions.
Yes, absolutely. In your third 3D, you are to focus on the world around you, and to be able to do your part and your purpose and your mission. And really, while we love that you're curious and wanting to understand these bigger concepts, we're wanting you to look at the individual sand. We're wanting you to look at the full beach. We're wanting to see everything that comprises against what you take for granted as you stroll along. And we understand that you don't get to go to the beach often, but we know that there is many things that you can use this analogy on. And and just, we want you to be a little bit more mindful, as we're saying to all, of your surroundings. It's very purposeful. There are so many symbols and signs from the universe. You are doing such a great job, and we're supporting you and encouraging you and nurturing you all to be able to do your bigger purpose, your bigger light work.
Thank you. Do you have any messages for us right now?
Yes. Imagine going to that beach, your favorite beach, and playing and feel the sand. This vehicle was saying sometimes the sand's too gritty, so the nice sand that doesn't get in between your toes. And so we're saying go to your most idyllic beach and frolic and have fun and skip and imagine your body doing cartwheels, and the sun is just nurturing your skin and you, and the water is just the perfect temperature for you, and there is just dolphins in the water, and there's some whales, and there's lots of octopuses playing with the fish, and it's just heaven. And we want you to keep thinking about this and giving you so much joy as you create your most fantastic beach, your happy place. And if there is any challenges in your future where you're feeling overwhelmed and consumed by the 3D, go to have your imaginary beach where everything is fun and light-hearted, and the breeze is so beautiful. It is kissing your skin, and you're just feeling the universe loving and smiling down on you, and you're feeling so connected to source. You will not want to get out of the water and go home. And we say this with much love.